Here we go, some more blacktop action. This time we got Ray Prince with the ball, wearing the black, taking on Trey White. Trey Wright. Oof, whiffed on that name. That's
Off to a hot start.
Yeah, it's an embarrassing way to start. Trey in the white, Ray in the black. Let's see what happens in this one. Trey Wright, a sophomore for Georgia. He pumps, goes up strong, no good. Ray rips it down. Lion, you're in charge of both these players. They're both in the NCAA. You're in charge of the NCAA league. Who do you like in this one?
Oh, it's really tough. I gotta go Trey Wright just because of the experience. Even though Ray Prince has done really well so far as a very recent debut. Haven't seen enough out of Ray to say that I'm confident with him going throughout this tournament. But I will not be surprised because I've seen a lot of flashes of talent out of this guy.
Yeah, I am going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with Ray for the simple fact of player build. I think Ray has got a pretty good build for a 1v1 tournament like this, and I think we're about to see it put on a full demonstration here.
Yeah, and that is one thing Trey Wright has not been known for, is his isolation ability.
Now, talking about Trey Wright, he's somebody that has kind of been under the radar in the NCAA, really far under the radar. He's not really playing well. He's on a bad team. He's in his sophomore season. Does Trey Wright declare, or do you think he should stay for a junior year?
Personally, I think he should not declare and stay for his junior year, because this field of small forwards and shooting guards and power forwards, all the positions he has the slight versatility to play, is just so tough this year to try to get picked in the first round.
Yeah, I honestly think if Trey Wright was to declare, I don't see him getting drafted. I think returning for a junior year would be best for his career.
Especially if he can make a larger improvement than he did going from his first year to his second year, I definitely think we can see him getting drafted. I don't think that he would be a bad player if he went into the SBF from where he is right now. I just don't think that GMs have him up high on their list of the draft board.
Now, talking about Ray Prince, as he just makes another tough basket there. Talking about Ray Prince, there's a handful of players who joined late on the season. I got a couple of questions with this. Can these late additions make the All-Star game? And then the second part to this question, can these late additions declare for the draft this season? Or do you think they're going to need to come back to give themselves a little more time to develop?
I definitely think that going to the All-Star game is going to be an uphill battle. But I do think that if the GMs work and get to those premieres, put the points in the right places, and show off in the tournament, that's where the eyes are going to be on you. When you go into the tournament, if you have a good run, sort of like Vern Beard did last year, Vern Beard wasn't really in the conversation to be drafted like remotely where he was. But he had such a phenomenal tournament, and he led his team to the finals. Even though they lost, everybody was watching that journey. Everyone got a great scouting report, and he got overvalued because of it. Yeah. And now he's doing very well in the SBF.
I look at somebody like Ray Prince, and I look at it, I see that he's attending premieres. I see he's grinding for the points. And then I look at a guy like Amar Bryant, and I get motivated because Amar skipped college, went straight to the pro. So if Amar can skip college and go straight to the pro, why couldn't Ray go pro this season? I mean, I feel like with how hard Ray's grinding right now, it's just a matter of time before his overall gets up to a high enough point where he would be drafted.
Yeah, Amar is a perfect example of being able to get immediate success.
Yeah, Amar putting in the work, coming to every single premiere, every single stream, getting those attribute points, and it's showing us his player didn't start off as the best player in the league, but he is slowly getting there. Found a new home in Motown, looking to make a name for himself as a facilitating defensive monster, which is quite the opposite of Ray here, who I think I'm going to quote him with this one. he's gonna dunk on you. That's his
Yeah,
catchphrase.
I believe that is his phrase. Yes.
That's his phrase. I'm a dunk on you, and I cannot wait to see it happen, Kiere. Just keep on grinding those
Wow.
points. There's another hook for Kiere. That one's not going in. Trey Wright bottles it up. But like I said, Kiere is not the only person in a situation like this. There are multiple players that were late additions that I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to move up into that All-Star game, first and foremost. And then secondly, are they going to be able to grind enough points and develop their player well enough to go pro and make an impact in the pros? One thing that sets the SBF apart from other leagues is that the SBF, it doesn't covet the AI player by any means. But this league was built around a GM first mentality. So it initially started with all AIs. There are lots of GMs in the league that would actually prefer an AI player over a user player for the simple fact that you don't have to argue about money, you don't have to argue about playing time, yada yada yada. So with that type of dynamic taking place, you're really going to have to earn your stripes, and you're going to have that good mentality. You're going to have a high overall if you want to impress some of these GMs.
Oh, definitely. A lot of these GMs have been looking at the success of teams that had multiple first-round picks and high picks in last year's drafts and the immediate impact that they've made, and covet a lot of these user players, but AI players still at the moment are the best players in the league. And that's slowly trending towards changing, but that is currently what it is. So AI players or user players are definitely going to have to make an impact to impress GMs.
Kiere wants a 3 so bad, just keeps popping them. I like the aggressiveness from Kiere Prince because, you know, even though he's missing these, and some people might joke about it or talk about how he's missing shots, one thing I can say is every one of his shots are good looks. They're just not going in, and I blame that on his skill level. When we downloaded Kiere to begin this tournament, he was still pretty fresh, low overall, so not a whole lot of upgrades put into him. Even today, not a lot of upgrades put into him. So just seeing that he's finding open shots when he slowly builds that attributes and becomes a better shooter, these shots are going to be falling. Like that layup there, that should go in if you're good with your inside. If your layup stat is high enough, or you've got some finishing badges, that goes in.
Yeah, and when you're scouting players, especially ones that are so fresh-faced like Kiere Prince, you definitely have to go to what you said and look at what kind of shots is he taking, and when he gets better, are those going to go in? And these shots that he's taking, they're gonna go in when he gets better.
Yeah, imagine he gets a Deadeye badge, maybe a Blinders badge. Some of these shooting badges, one or two of these threes would have gone in by now.
Oh, easily.
Like that layup right there, that's a good layup. You just got to get those badges, you got to get those attribute points. So this is going to be a rough game to watch, but I mean, if you're reading between the lines as a GM, I think you're more impressed with what you're seeing out of Kiere right now than you are out of Trey. Trey had that one beautiful spin move earlier, but that's the third time I've seen Trey lose the handle on a crossover, and that worries me.
Yeah, and on top of that, a lot of the time he just gives up and goes to that hook shot. And that hook shot just has not looked good at all. Kiere Prince has been smothering it.
Yeah, and this is Kiere's go-to. That move right there, not working. Like I said, this could be a long game.
It definitely could. And I think that early lead that Kiere Prince took was entirely attributed to his good defense, getting him some heat and able to get him what he needed to get some offensive putbacks.
Now, watching this game and seeing some of the other competition in this 1v1 tournament, in this BlackTop tournament, do you think Kiere or Trey have a chance?
I want to say no, but I mean, the lack of offense can also be attributed to very good defense being played by both of these players. It's not look like right there. It's tipped balls, it's blocks, it's smothering defense. Yes, there's been some open misses and stuff like that, but a lot of this has been very good defense, which you need in 1v1 tournaments. So
Imagine,
I have a hard time saying anyone's going to be able to outscore some of the players in this tournament, but it's hard to say that I would rule them out.
I mean, the thing about offense is if you've got the skill set, you're going to have your good, you're going to have your bad days. This seems like a bad day for Kiere Prince right now. But like you said perfectly, what I'm encouraged by is how good this defense is. He is in Trey's face each and every play without committing a foul.
Yeah, and he is absolute clamps right now, not letting him get by him for those layups. And when he does, his recovery is so good, he forces the adjustment and the miss.
Yeah, so imagine this defense that we're watching right now, except he's making shots. This game could have been over a long time ago.
Oh, if he was making some of these shots that I felt like were open, this game would have been easily over by now.
I mean, on the flip side, though, we also have to give some kudos to Trey Wright. His defense has also been really good. Some people forget Trey Wright actually played power forward last year for Georgia, so he's he's very small for a power forward, like absolutely really small. But like Ray Cortez played power forward last year, and it forced him to get bigger, stronger, better at rebounding, better in the post. Same thing with Trey Wright.
Yeah, and what you just saw in Trey Wright's last offensive possession is exactly what he's been learning by going up against those power forwards. Is he's getting his own misses, he's just not able to finish. He doesn't really have the size to put it back. Right there, getting another board. Another board.
2 offensive rebounds, but Kiere Prince's defense is just too good.
These two are just so evenly matched.
Like like you said earlier, this early lead for Kiere might prove to be too much, as 3 points seems like an eternity to come back.
It is ridiculous how far we are into this game, and 1-3 from Trey Wright could double the score.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. There's a block. This is a good opportunity, squandered by Kiere.
There have been far more blocks than points in this game.
I'm looking for the defense to start turning into offense. Block shot here, strip ball there, leading to open dunks.
Because at some point, some of these blocks, some of these strips are going to turn into points. That's how the game started.
Yeah, that's a good look from Kiere off the back of the rim. Doesn't go. At what point do we give a mercy rule?
I'm not sure.
Well, there's a bucket.
There's a bucket.
Let's just be positive here. It's 5-3. We got a bucket. No mercy.
Half of basketball is defense. If you like defense, you like this matchup so far. Maybe not that shot particularly, but going back to the well on that one. But I mean, this is what's nice about this too, is you're getting an in-depth look of what is this guy's skill set in isolation, whether it be offensive or defensive. And when you see them go to the well on those moves, you get a better idea of what their tendencies are and maybe how that could fit in your system as a GM, or maybe tweaks you want to make as a player.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kiere right now, and I'm quickly learning that if I am Kiere's GM, I'm asking him to go up and improve that close shot, that mid-range shot, post fade. I'm quickly realizing he's a back-to-the-basket 3.
And Trey Wright finding some offense.
Yeah, Trey Wright, very like hit or miss with his handles. They're either really good handles or they're really bad handles. Kiere's offense is almost starting to remind me of somebody that's fatigued. And you saw earlier Kiere popping 3 after 3. It's hard in a 1v1 BlackTop game to get 3-point shots off.
Good box out there.
Yeah,
Can't turn into
get
points.
open 3. So if you're somebody that likes to shoot 3 balls, this might not necessarily be the best type of challenge for you.
Yeah, and a lot of these mid-range is coming because both of these players are picking up the ball, neither exceptionally skilled ball handlers.
I mean, the average BlackTop video is going about 6 to 10 minutes. Do you know what we're at right now?
It's definitely longer than that. A lot. Might fit in a quick JK show in between points 5 and 6.
I might have to call a mercy here and say, instead of first to 11, we're going to go to 7.
Yeah, let's, okay, they're tied up right now. We'll call it first to 7.
All right, first to 7. Uh-oh. There you go, Kiere. Got by him and put it up. Must have heard us call first to 7, turned down the Jets.
Finally got some offense going. That was a long drought for Kiere Prince.
Guys might be wondering why we're not going to just let it play. Why are we going to call it at 7? We got a lot of 1v1s to get through. We got a lot of stuff to do. This is supposed to be fun, little extra content. We can't spend too much time on every game.
And I feel like you guys have seen enough of this matchup like we have too. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of complaints necessarily.
I don't think we're going to see any flashy. We're not going to miss any nice dunks or any good threes. Don't think this game has a lot to offer.
Yeah, I think we've seen what this game has to give us. Oh, had some space on that step back.
And there it is!
There it is! The winner!
Kiere, the winner. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Drop a like. Catch you guys in the next one.